And because I don't want you to waste any of your money, today we're going to be covering the German Su-22M4 Premium strike aircraft that just came out with the latest update. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you to never buy anything on War Thunder and don't ever spend your money on it. Premiums can be nice, and I understand why people would want to buy premiums to grind. That being said, I don't think buying this latest Su-22M4 Premium is going to be the best option for you. I'm going to tell you what I would spend my money on instead if you really want to grind the German tech tree, which, that being said, I don't really know why you'd want to grind the German tech tree right now. They don't even have any top tier aircraft, not true top tier aircraft. They go as high as 13.0 at the current battle ratings. And if you wanted to play some of the lower battle rating vehicles in the tree, then you really don't need to be buying one of the $70 premium packs in order to do so. You can get premium research, premium effective research by buying one of the cheaper vehicles, and if you only wanted to play, late war props, early jets, those will help you grind just fine. For example, I think the G91R4 would be a great option if you don't really care about grinding to top tier. That would be my first choice. Not exactly a cheap one either, but it's definitely not 70 bucks. If you do need to grind a top tier, and let's say you were looking at the Su-22M4 because you need some CAS for your tank lineup, what I would probably do instead is I would buy the MiG-21 bis Laser. That's not exactly the greatest premium vehicle in the game, but 11.0 Matchmaker, at least in my experience, has been quite favorable right now, making the MiG-21 bis a lot better than it had used to be. A lot, maybe a little bit of an exaggeration, but it is plenty playable, and as far as your air-to-air capabilities go, you're just straight up better than the Su-22M4 in every single way imaginable. The tech tree has its own Su-22M4 already, sporting pretty much the exact same weapons, if I'm not mistaken, literally the exact same weapons. You can always double check that for yourself, just in case, but I'm 99% positive it's exactly the same plane pretty much as the premium version. So buy the premium MiG-21 bis. It's a much more effective plane for ARB, and you're going to grind the air tech tree much faster by playing ARB than you will ground, and then just go for the tech tree Su-22M4 for your CAS. Those are the ways I would do it. If you want to buy any of those or anything on War Thunder at all, I would appreciate if you use my link in the description down below. You'll get 3% off whatever you buy. I get a little 3% cut for myself, and you will get this cool decal on the screen. So why do I not recommend the Su-22M4? Well, as I said, if you're trying to research planes, it's going to be the fastest to use air realistic battles as your game mode to do so. So now let's compare our other options that we can play in air realistic battles, and again we have the MiG-21 bis Laser and we have the Tornado. Now the Tornado, right off the bat, never buy that thing. That's probably maybe one of the worst premiums in the entire game, dollar for dollar. I can't not recommend that plane enough. So your two options here are the Su-22M4 and the MiG-21 bis. For air-to-air capability, the MiG-21 bis is straight up better than the Su-22M4 in every single way imaginable. You have superior flight performance by far, it's not even close, and you have pretty much the exact same air-to-air missile loadout. You have the ability to carry 6 R-60Ms, but the MiG-21 bis even has more of an advantage because it has the ability to carry R-13M1s as well. So you can carry R-13s or R-60Ms, whichever you prefer. The Su-22 is only limited to that 6 R-60M loadout. Not to mention the MiG-21 bis also has the R-3R, which albeit is a pretty crappy radar missile, some people really like using those things because every once in a while you will surprise somebody. Not so much at 11.0 though. At that point, basically everybody has chaff, everybody's kind of familiar with radar missiles, so I wouldn't recommend using it on the MiG-21 bis like you could maybe get away with on the MiG-21S or something like that. So what's left? Well, basically the Su-22M4 can carry bombs and you can attack ground targets and bomb bases, which sure, theoretically could help your grind. If you want to hit a base real quick and then go for air-to-air kills, maybe double up on your rewards as compared to just going for air kills, that is theoretically possible when you look at the loadout capability of the Su-22M4. You get your 6 R-60s as well as you have the ability to carry 6 500 kilogram bombs. But I'm telling you right now from experience, I've tried doing this. I tried many times, and in fact the only gameplay you're going to see in this video is me using the bombs and trying to hit ground units, because otherwise there's absolutely no reason to buy this plane over the MiG-21. It's not easy. It's extremely difficult. This plane is not very fast, specifically compared to NATO counterparts with bombs on its wings. You're almost always going to get beat to the bases, and so you're probably better off just taking rockets like I'm going to do in this clip here, because at least that way it gives you a little bit of extra range, a little bit of extra time to try to get to the bases first. But then if you go that route, you're not really going to get that much reward anyways, and your air-to-air capability after you hit the bases is extremely limited on this plane for its battle rating. You're pretty much just going to get slammed the second somebody wants you dead at this BR, and given that you're an Su-22M4, most people kind of view you as free RP, and very often they are going to stop whatever it is they're doing and come chase you down, and at that point it's GG, because 99% of the planes at this battle rating are going to fly circles around you, as well as have superior weapons. There is one thing that the Su-22M4 has better than the MiG-21 Abyss for air-to-air capabilities, and that is a lot of countermeasures, but you're going to need every single one of those more than likely, so I'd really just be asking for that anyways. This plane needs all the help it can get. That being said, the MiG-21 Abyss doesn't have an insufficient amount of countermeasures for any means for this battle rating. It's more than fine when you look at the kind of competition you'll be fighting. It's just that the Su-22 has more than enough in most cases. So in summary, the Su-22M4 is just a straight up downgrade over the MiG-21 Abyss as far as air-to-air capabilities go. Sure, if you're looking for something with more multi-role capability, then the Su-22M4 can bring those bombs to hit those bases, maybe theoretically speeding up your grind, but in reality, from what I've experienced, you're not going to get to the bases in time before your team has already picked them over, because you're slower than most of the other ground attackers, at least when you're carrying ground ordnance on the plane. There's a lot of drag. And not only that, but odds are somebody is going to come try to kill you before you even get to the base, or many people are going to try to kill you before you even get to the base. And as far as defending yourself or getting kills after your ground strike run, very, very limited. It's probably not going to happen more often than it will. What about for people that want to just straight up buy CAS for their tank lineup? I mean, sure, that's the only reason at all whatsoever I could see buying this plane, is if you don't feel like grinding anything at all and you need CAS right now, today, for your 11.0 German tank lineup, then sure. It does have the KH-29 guided missiles and a lot of bomb options. As far as guided weaponry goes, it only has the KH-29 and the KH-25s, so if that's enough for you, then great. If not, then like I said, the Su-22M4 in the actual tech tree is the exact same thing, at least exactly the same capabilities as the Su-22M4 premium version, so I would recommend just buying the MiG-21 Abyss anyways. You'll have a better plane, you'll have a better experience. Just use it to grind to that tech tree one, and there you go. You've got your CAS. With the Viggen that I've already covered, price tag aside, because it's absurdly expensive, and that's pretty much the main drawback to it, it's at least the only premium that you can buy your way into active radar homing missile combat, which, good or bad for the game, that will appeal to a lot of people, and therefore gives you a reason to buy it alone. It's just a matter of, are you going to think it's actually worth the price tag? That's entirely up to you. To me, it's not. This vehicle, on the other hand, does not have any kind of similar appeal. As I said, only if you can't be bothered to grind anything and you need CAS that badly, you have no other options for your 11.0 German tank lineup, then I guess just jump the gun and buy this, but it's really not worth it. That's going to be pretty much it for this plane and really the premiums as a whole. I don't know if I'm going to cover the Japanese Harrier because it's a 9.7 Harrier with AIM-9Ps instead of AIM-9Gs, which is quite a shame. Don't know if it's worth and warranting an entire video on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you want to see it or not? Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay away from this plane, in my opinion. There are better things you can buy, as I mentioned earlier in the video, and I'll see you later.